I'm about a year behind on reader email. I try to create lessons on most of what comes in. But first, I want to thank you all for being here. We're in the dog days of summer. As you can see, the market's kind of turning over. The Magnificent Seven might not be so magnificent going forward. Keep in mind, folks, the names that the magazines were touting in the 95 to 2000 in the .com era don't even exist anymore. So you have to be very, very objective in your thinking, despite what the hype is, especially around altcoins and Bitcoin and, of course, AI. Anyway, one of the reader questions that came in is Mike, if you had to start all over again, what type of trading style do you think you would start with? And that's a really, really good question because I think ultimately you end up trading your personality. I think if everything else being equal in a zero commission kind of world, back then, like I said, the commissions were too punitive for me to trade really, really short term. I probably would have tried my gut tells me I probably would have tried like swing trading. Um, Again, it's a different day and age. You could read the tape back then, but again, the costs were very, very high. I think I would start with swing trading, to be honest with you. That's just my gut. I don't know. Because then from there, I could really kind of split the base here. Like I could go longer term once I got a feel for the 1 to 5 day, probably 3 to 5 day, I would call swing trading. And then go from there and see what would it feel like to hold positions for several weeks, even in futures. And then if I developed a really, really good feel, I could maybe downtime it to day trading or even scalping, where having a feel is the asset, right? You can be taught and shown the rules, but if you don't have a feel, it doesn't matter. You're not going to make any money. I think that's why 19 out of 20 people fail in that time frame. So I think if you were starting right now, you'd want to start with the proposition of holding risk overnight. Now, if you don't have enough money, I would stop and I wouldn't start until you had enough money. And I know some of you you probably have a different opinion about things, but I'm not a financial advisor. You'd have to figure all that out. I don't advocate people who are just starting, like using their retirement money or a 401k rollover. You want to think of that as a different quality of money than what you would do with your risk capital. Trading capital, by definition, is risk capital, even if you're 10 years for pro, right? Your retirement money is, and your Section 529 money and this and that is basically your sleep tight money. So there's really no point as far as I'm concerned, for you to try to put that to risk, and use that as trading capital for a couple of reasons. One, you can't write the losses off. Two, there's contribution thresholds, and there is wisdom in the investment adage of time in the market is more important than timing the market. So I would really look at that money as a whole different. We talk about the quality of money, right? That's what I mean by that. So that would be your safest money, your sleep tight money, your God forbid money. There's no reason why you'd want to roll the dice or gamble. And before you say something like, I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth. When I did trade, my 401k rollover, I had 17 years of experience. I had over $30 million of client assets, so I knew what I was doing. And I already lost and made a lot of money to develop my craft. I knew who I was as a trader. The only way you can get there is by actually doing it. So if you're going to try to start, I wouldn't start with the smallest time frame possible and trade with like 1 minute bars and try to scalp. I know that must seem very, very enticing given all the marketing language and stuff that you're out there, but you have to understand that that's for the pros in the business, like that's where the majority of the failure is. So I wouldn't want to go congregate in that space. I'd want to find a spot where the people have much more success, and that's over longer time frames, right? So the misconception is that the day traders are making more or the money, and that's just not the case. Just looking at my notes here. So I would start with, probably 3 to 5 day swings, and then I would try to test the boundaries on either side to see like, okay, now that I've got this down and I know I could make money, at least I've got an asset. I've got a skill set that I know I could at least make money with. From there, I can extend my holding periods, or I could decrease the holding periods to see how I can do maybe intraday or something like that. there's a million ways to kind of skin the cat, and you're never going to really know until you try. So I always say, don't let me be a dream killer. Do what you think is best, but don't use your sleep tight money, and try your best. With that, I would say give yourself a time constraint. There's nothing sadder than when I get an email from somebody who says, and I get them almost every day, where someone says, I've been grinding away for 3, 4, 5 years, not making any money, holding up. I make what I lose what I make. And if you don't show a skill set in a short period of time, I'm going to say 3 months, maybe 6 months, right? Because if you're sitting in front of the computer all day, you should be able to see lots of observations, right? And so if you can't develop a feel within, say, 6 months, I would pack your bags and try a different time frame. I would extend the holding periods, because it doesn't mean that you suck. It just means that you don't have a feel. And that's all that it means. It doesn't mean that you can't make money in trading. It just means that you've got to let go of your dream of wanting to do things in the short term. Let the people who do have a feel thrive there, which isn't you. And big deal, you just change your time frame. I've seen this happen 10 million times, and people go on to make lots of money. So give yourself a time constraint if you are going to practice on the short end of things. And I would say, like I said, 3 months is probably enough. But once you get past 6 months, I would say the odds of you actually developing a feel after 6 months is probably very small. Do what you think is best. I'm just giving you what I've seen over 36 years. You could prove everybody wrong. This isn't personal. But I'm not going to, you have to understand this, folks, if you're still watching at this point. I don't have sympathy for people who put themselves in bad situations. What's the point? You're not a victim at that point, because what you're doing is deliberate. So you don't need my sympathy. But I also refuse to tell you stuff that you want to hear, because I have to sleep with myself, shave my own face in the morning. So I can only show you and tell you what I've seen. There are lots of people who have been able to do the short end of the curve very, very well. But in the grand scheme of things, it's a handful of people compared to other time frames, right? Anyway, do what you think is best. At least you've got my advice, and I wish you the best. If you like this video, check out this one here.